but yeah, it was amazing. And then we played, myself and Mike played on the roof. So we took a guitar up,
Mm.
and it was, yeah, it was a peculiar experience because I think all you can hear is wind when we're playing, but um, and I think Mike's hands were blue after doing it. But yeah,
Oh my
it was great
gosh.
to be the first band to do it.
Hi, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alex Alicia. I present the new rock show on Total Rock. I'm so excited by today's very special guests. They've had the busiest, wildest time recently, and they're going to talk to me all about it. So to join me right now is the frontman of Himalayas, Mr. Joe Williams. Hello.
Hey, hey, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good morning, should I say? This is
Morning.
an early one, isn't it?
Uh, very.
Yeah.
No, it's all good.
Yeah, this is not the usual rock and roll time for chats, is it? But
No,
we
definitely
get on
not.
with it. It's fine. No, I did mention, of course, busy time for Himalayas. I am so pleased to see you catch up again. The last time that we did something like this on Zoom, was maybe over a year ago now. You just put out your debut album From Hell to Here,
Yeah.
and I came to see you in Sheffield, and you were out on the road with Dirty Honey. And I remember a lot of big things were kind of happening and brewing in Himalayas camp then. And now
Yeah.
we've had so much going on recently that like I say, I cannot wait to talk to you all about. So first of all, before we get into it, how are you doing? How are you trying to
Yeah.
like relax right now?
No, really well. I think after the last couple of weeks, yeah, just trying to just get back to normal life a little. Just because the shows and the tour were really good. It's been, yeah, it's been a mad couple of months for us because we've been away recording,
Mhm.
and then we just sold out headline shows, and then we've been away in Spain as well. So like, and then obviously the Foo Fighters show. So it's been a busy couple of months for us. So
Yeah.
yeah, excited to be back to like working on music as well.
Of course. Well, obviously, let's talk about new music first because you've got a new single out right now. It's great. Please go listen to it. Hung Up is the new one from Himalayas. What about, so I want to talk to you actually about this song because I did read that you were inspired by the bands that you loved when you were younger with this particular
Yeah.
track. Yeah, talk to me about, the making of this one.
So with this one, I kind of like, I think for all of us, in fact, on this whole album and new music,
Yeah.
we've all been like really inspired to do things we enjoy. I think, you know, like you can overthink things, you can like, you know, like think about what other people want to listen to and all this a little too much.
Mhm.
And I think we just wanted to like a baseline, just enjoy what we do. And I think we made this next lot of music kind of be about that, like stuff we really wanted to listen to.
Mhm.
Um, and stuff that made us excited. And I think this one in particular, Hung Up, just it reminds me of coming home from school and watching like music channels, like music videos,
Yeah.
and things like No One Knows, and like old school songs that for us that were like, you know, to some people they're old school, but like for us they were like at their peak at that time.
Yeah.
So I think yeah, for us is like songs like that that we really enjoy,
Yeah.
and I absolutely love to come home and listen to. So I think excitement by that and like things to make other people feel excited at the same sort of age, I guess, that we were.
Just on that note, do you remember which key years of your life really got you into wanting to be a musician? Like, was there a
Uh,
specific time in your life where you think, yeah, then I remember that was where I thought, this is really for me?
I'm not even too sure of the date really or like the time period. I think it was in high school. I think
Mm.
I can't even remember what years those would have been. But yeah, like I think like like watching things like Foo Fighters videos or Queens of the Stone Age videos or things like that.
Mhm.
I think they were heavy influences on me, being like, this is great. This is the kind of music I want to do. And I
Yeah.
think um, it wasn't very popular in our surrounding area to
Mm.
like rock music. It wasn't like a huge thing, especially at that age. It
Mm.
was very much like rap or like R&B and things like that, which I still liked elements of, but I
Yeah.
think just for me it was like rock bands were the thing I really gravitated towards.
Yeah. Oh no, I love that though. And I like the fact that, like I mean, right now the Welsh rock scene is thriving, isn't it? And you guys
Yeah,
are definitely in that list. How proud are you to kind of like be a band that's doing well in out of Wales at the moment?
yeah, I'm super proud. I think the fact that there are so many bands doing well from
Yeah,
surrounding areas or where we're from is amazing. Because
yeah,
when we were growing up, I guess it would there were bands, and there's always been bands, but I think the biggest bands have been like Manic Street Preachers and like Stereophonics, and I think it'd be nice like for bands to do as well, if not better, than
mhm,
those bands. That are new. Like I think
yeah,
obviously you have bands like Funeral for a Friend,
mm,
um, and Feeder and bands like that who obviously have done well themselves. But yeah, I think it's nice to see like a resurgence in
yeah.
new Welsh music as well.
I definitely would put you guys in that category of bands to check out from Wales right now. Like, yeah, they are thriving, the Welsh rock scene. So it's great. No, but like new music as well. You had another single out just before Hung Up, V.O.V. Love
Yeah,
them both. Been playing them on the show, of course. And this one in particular was a little bit different in the fact that you wrote this with Brian Johnson of AC/DC. Please, how does this kind of come about? Like, talk to me about that kind of process, that collaboration.
yeah. So when we were doing our debut album, we
Yeah.
did a few songs. They were like kind of demo stage or like early on,
Yeah.
and our managers worked with ACDC for a while and has a good relationship with Brian and the rest of the band. So he sent Brian some demos, some things early on,
Yeah.
and I think Brian was really excited about what we were doing. And so just he sent over lyrics. It was kind of like he was like, if they use these, then brilliant. If they don't, then I think whatever. They sort of sat there,
Mhm.
and I think he was like, this is the right band to do something with it. And I think we sat on that for a long while. I was like trepidatious is probably the word to use, like because I just didn't want to get it wrong. Like I think I wrote the song maybe 4 times, like different versions, different things.
Yeah.
Um, and it was during or just before, no, during COVID that we, or in a break, that we kind of got those lyrics,
Mm.
and then it was kind of sitting on my own writing songs or writing versions of it. And I
Yeah.
was like, if I can't take this to the rest of the band, then we can't show Brian. So I think I came up with a few variations, a few different songs, and then we finally landed on something. Then we crafted it a little more.
Yeah.
We then recorded it for the first time properly as like a posh demo, if you like.
Yeah.
And then once we were happy with it, we went to Dan Lancaster then to record the song properly. So it was a fairly long process, but we just wanted to get it right. We wanted to Brian to love it as much
Yeah.
as we did.
Yeah.
And then he was really, really excited by the song. So which is
Yeah.
always nice to hear.
Of course. What was his reaction? Do you remember like that first time, that moment when you obviously show it to him?
Yeah, so we like he was like obviously super busy as well at the time, so it was nice for him to like reach out and be so excited by the song and
Yeah.
be like, um, I think he was just happy that the lyrics were used in the way that he wanted them to be used. I think he was like the aggression of it, that really like drove the lyrics across. So yeah, it was really gratifying for him to say that he was happy with the music we had made.
Of course. I mean, what a seal of approval. Like Brian
Yeah,
Johnson,
definitely.
AC/DC, that's wild. I love the fact that, you've just talked about the fact that, sometimes like you write a song like 4 times over. What for you makes you think, right, it's ready. It's done. Like what is it, a
Yeah,
feeling thing? Like how do you feel like
I
it's
think
ready?
so.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a feeling thing. I think when even when we're doing this new lot of music, I think um we've written loads of variations, loads of different parts, and sometimes you go into the studio and you pull a song apart
Mm.
because you're thinking this could be better, this could be that 10%, 20% better than it currently is. And it might be like the fact that it would be good enough. But I think it's just a feeling thing because I suppose it's personal taste, just to
Mm.
feel like that is complete and if someone else released it, I think that's always a good barometer for me. If one of my favorite bands released that song, would I feel
Yeah.
satisfied with listening to that or excited by that? And I think that's a good barometer of knowing when a song's done, basically.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great. It's good to know that stuff. I love all that kind of thing. And, I want to know as well, like, we've had a couple of new singles recently from Himalayas. Does this mean, I don't know how much you could talk about anything like this, but does this mean that, we can expect like a new album? Are you really working on a new collection of songs right now? Is there going to be new stuff coming?
Yeah, so I think there's more songs to come. And then eventually that will be an album. So we're definitely working towards that. But yeah, we'll have new music out fairly soon as well.
Oh, that's so exciting. I mean, because From Hell to Here was your debut. It's incredible. I still listen to it. And one of my favorite things to do is to make sure that, and I've said this on the show a lot, like just to make sure that people are listening to albums start to finish the way they were intended in full. Because, everybody can Spotify playlist a couple of their favorite songs together. And, I just think albums are really special. So for you as a band, it's special, right? When you can create an album. And
Yeah.
obviously that's something you're going to want to continue to do.
Yeah, definitely. I think that's the main thing for us is always just like using different colors,
Mm.
like so that they're like rock songs that are like just 3.5 minute, 4 minute songs where you're just in and out, and that they may be everyone's favorite like rock song or like whatever. But I think for us as a band anyway, we grew up listening to albums on like CDs and like
Yeah.
listening to it on a Walkman and things like that. So it was like we there wasn't really like those kind of things to like you could skip, but like you wouldn't. We just listen to like the album in full, or like we listen to like vinyl or things like
Yeah.
that. So I think for us is really important. I think the whole uh streaming platform thing is a bit of a funny one because
Yeah.
you like you said, you can just take the songs you want, put them on a playlist. But I think for us we're trying to like write albums and we're trying to write music that there's a flow and there's a difference between songs because I think just releasing the same song over and over again becomes very boring. So I
Yeah.
think we want to do something different with every album, with every release, try and do something that changes.
Oh, that's cool. It's like a new era of like Himalayas as we go, which is great.
Yeah,
And I
definitely.
remember the Walkman, Sony Ericsson push up phone. We all
Yeah,
had the same phone, I think, in school,
definitely.
that black thing with the orange around it. Yeah, gosh, throwback. Yeah, so anyway, right, well, that's exciting. New music. Talk about exciting. I can't. I'm just, like I say, I'm so happy for Himalayas and this like trajectory that you're on is so well deserved. I've seen you play smaller venues, so to see you hit the stage at the Principality Stadium in Cardiff supporting Foo Fighters the other day is incredible. Well done. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Super pleased for you guys. June 25th must have been a very special date for Himalayas.
Yeah,
Talk me through that day. Incredible.
yeah. So it's just like an honor to like support a band who have influenced like us, I guess. I think it was just like really gratifying the fact that we've done so much. We've been a band for a fair while, so to play a stadium was a sign that I suppose we've done something correct or right. So I think the fact that we were chosen to do the support as well just meant a huge deal. I think just to play with a band who have influenced you so much and that you grew up listening to is an amazing thing. And I think for them to be like appreciative of what we do and to have taken the time to speak with us and it just like I suppose for them to be treated as contemporaries, like people who like you try and be aspire to be like that position. So I think it was an amazing day, and the fact that we got to play to like in our home city is just it was a great moment because I
Yeah.
think we got to play in front of family and friends and like uh a whole load of new people as well. So it was just a really good day.
Yeah. Is it scarier, more nerve-wracking to be in a hometown show like that and then have your family and everybody there, or does it kind of help?
I think for me, I don't know if this is because like I'm a bit of like a sociopath or psychopath. I don't know, but I think the for the others is I can't really speak for them too much. But for me, the shows like the if it's the same feeling, like you have the same confidence, the same because I was expecting to get a little nervy at some point
Mm.
because of the biggest show we had done, and I was like, oh, it'll kick in. The night before, I was like really relaxed, and then I was thinking, oh, it will kick in at some point, and then it got to like 15 minutes before, and I was absolutely fine. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe it won't kick in.
So it's gonna go wrong.
And yeah, and I was like, the nerves aren't kicking in, so what the hell? And then when we were on there, it just felt right. It just like felt like a really right show. And I think for me, I, I, the difference for me between every show, because some nights you're playing the same set or you're playing the
Yeah.
same songs. So the difference for me is always the crowd. Like that's
Mm.
the main difference. You know, that you see people's reactions and you take them in. So like the sociopath nature of me is like I'm staring at the crowd. I'm like I'm taking it in and enjoying it. So I think just yeah, the fact that we were able to play and like pick out people we knew was like it was a great feeling for me.
Yeah. I'm just really happy for you because I mean, I guess that's the thing. Look, you're in a band, and being in a band, you want to play to as many people as you can. That's why you're in a band. And,
Yeah,
I think sometimes it's a bit silly to kind of just like ask a band if, oh, were you more nervous for this show than others, or do you treat that show any differently? Because, like I say, I've seen you in smaller venues as well, and you give your all, and you always put on the same show, no matter what the crowd. But yeah, I guess like I think it comes down, like you say, to the individual and not necessarily the band, because the band's going to do what the band does, but
yeah,
like yeah, how you process it yourself on a day like that is like is like the strange one, I think,
yeah.
like everybody's probably different. I love the fact as well that you guys before that show, weren't you like the only band ever to have been invited up to the roof, and you like you went up there and you were on harnesses and you played?
Yeah, yeah. So
That's
we,
wild.
yeah, it was that was kind of a crazy day because it was
Yeah.
really cold. It was freezing. I think it was so windy and it was raining like sideways. So like
Oh no, in
we,
June as well.
yeah,
That's just
yeah.
that's
It
just
was
Britain.
honestly we could have literally been in the middle of December and I wouldn't have batted an eyelid. But so we climbed to the top of the stadium. Louis is petrified of heights. So seeing Louis, we all found that really enjoyable, which is really horrible. But it's just the fact that we've been friends for so long that we can find it like funny. But I think we all checked in on him to see that he was okay a few times, but
Yeah.
he struggled. But you're tethered to the roof, so like
Mm,
you can't really fall, but still the wind was just like crazy.
that's
But
terrifying.
so we walked at the like I don't know the top of the roof,
Mm.
and then we went to a viewing platform where sometimes you can abseil down the stadium. However, myself and James went and did the zip line across the whole stadium,
Are you kidding
which
me?
yeah, so it was even higher, and the stairs for that felt like ladders. So you're tethered and you're kind of climbing up these like essentially ladders to get to the highest point you can, and then you zip line across. So me and James absolutely loved it. I think
Yeah.
Mike bowed out because I think it was a little too far for him.
Right.
Uh, and there was no chance Louis was doing that.
Not happening.
No, definitely not. So I think he was like, I'm just gonna stay here and
Yeah.
try and like compose myself for when we're gonna have to go back and do the same thing. But yeah, it was amazing. And then myself and Mike played on the roof. So we took a guitar up,
Mm.
and it was a peculiar experience because I think all you can hear is wind when we were playing, but um, and I think Mike's hand blew after doing it. But yeah,
Oh my
it was great
gosh.
to be the first band to do it.
Yeah, I mean, getting yourselves up there is one thing. Getting the guitar up there as well. Like, did Mike have to carry that up there as well as
No, no.
himself,
So
or?
no, thankfully it was one of the staff carried it up,
Oh, fair
one of the
enough.
professionals. Yeah, I don't
A
think they would have
professional.
trusted us. Yeah,
Yeah, that's wild. That's so cool. I mean, like when I saw you do that, I mean, I can imagine because you're from Cardiff. Like, how many times have you been in that stadium, just like as a fan, or?
yeah, quite a few, and
Yeah,
you just in the center of God. If you walk past it, like every time you're in the center,
that's
you
it.
walk past it. Yeah,
That's it. It is a part of it. I mean, I used to live in Wales myself for like a year. I lived in Pontypridd, and like
I don't
I've been
know.
to Cardiff many times, and yeah, you can't like not see that stadium.
Yeah.
But I'm also a massive rugby union fan personally. I
Oh, nice.
obviously support England, but I did go on the rugby tour in the
Oh,
stadium,
nice.
so I can vouch for how high that is because we went up to where the
Yeah.
top seats are, and that is high. I felt
Yeah,
a bit
yeah,
dizzy, I will
definitely.
say. I don't know how people sit up there. But yeah, the fact that you've like zip lined that now, that's iconic. So, Joe,
Yeah.
you've lived life. That's great.
No,
Did
definitely. I think
you did
we're
you
gonna try and
ever
find the next stadium.
Yeah, next stadium. Maybe next time you can actually start doing a bit of a show like Pink. Get on the zip
Yeah,
line to start doing
the zip line
acrobats.
definitely.
Yeah,
I'm keen for that.
that'll be the next Himalayas era with that album. It'd be great.
Definitely.
No, I just wanted to know as well, like you've been like you say, you've been a band for a while, and now you've played your biggest show ever in a stadium with Foo Fighters, met them, and all that kind of stuff. Was that the end game when you first started? Did you ever see yourselves getting to that point, or has it changed and evolved as you've got these opportunities?
Yeah. I think for us, like we have like these like larger goals as well. I think for me, it's just there's always something to achieve. And I think for me, that's like I suppose like there'll never be enough, like enough will never be enough
Mm.
for me in particular. Like, and I know the boys will be similar. Because I think most bands will be like, oh yeah, we support Foo Fighters, and this is it. This is
Mm.
the greatest thing we might ever do. But for us, it's like pushing to be like them, to be pushed to be like the biggest bands that there are, because we always look at like um bands who like peak very early on
Mm.
with like album one and then they drop off the face of the earth. And
Yeah.
I think for us it's like longevity of career and like making albums that we can be proud of for a while. Because I think all of our favorite bands, their first album didn't land majorly. Like I can think of like obviously they do well, but like bands like Queens of the Stone Age, bands like Nothing But Thieves,
Mm.
they're not like the breakout albums, and they're albums that like really establish themselves as like great musicians, great artists. And I think for us to eventually get to a place that we could play stadiums or we could headline festivals or large festivals, that's the biggest one of the biggest goals that we can do. And I
Yeah.
think for us in general as well is like um for rock music to be back in the mainstream as well, it's not just going to be based on us, but I think for us to be a part of that would be a huge achievement or a huge goal for us, because I think it's just like the UK in particular. It's people who have great music taste love rock,
Yeah.
and people who are like not that into music will like Ed Sheeran, Deception. Like each to their own. But I think
Yeah.
um, for us, the best music to come out of the UK or the best um, music to be produced almost anywhere is often rock music. So I think for that to be back in the mainstream and back like liked by like the next generation or things like that, I think that's part of a collaborative goal from every rock band, really.
Yeah, no, I think that's great, and I'm very excited to see what is next from you. I can't not talk to you though really quickly, even though it's over now. You just come off your headline tour across the UK. I really loved seeing that go so well for you. Apart from when I think your tire burst in Leeds or something. Sorry for
Yeah.
the northern
Well,
juju. But did you feel the love on that tour? Because a few dates were sold out.
yeah.
Like how did that go?
I think that's the thing is like this tour was like amazing because we it's been a while since we did a headline tour in the UK, and I
Yeah,
think I think in fact the last one we maybe the last one we did, or the last one of the last ones was around the Masquerade, the release of the Masquerade. So that was a
right.
huge amount of time ago.
Yeah.
I think maybe we did one in between, but not every city. We didn't do every city. I think we only did four. So I
Mm.
think for us to go back to places that we haven't played in before, or even when we went to Nottingham, we had never headlined in Nottingham. We'd never done that.
Oh, I
So
love
for us to
that.
go there and play to
Yeah.
so many people and sell venues out was
Yeah.
just it was an amazing feeling, and I think the response as well from people at the shows, just
Yeah.
like we saw like people who are true fans and stuff. We had people camping out or like from the morning until the show.
That's
So I think
amazing.
yeah. So I think the support from people has been amazing, and we have people fly over because we're playing more UK
Yeah.
shows. Yeah, we had people fly from Asia, we had people fly from Europe.
France. France.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
saw
So like
that. In
it was
Scotland.
like yeah, in Scotland, and I think we had some in London. There's some people in London. So
Wow.
like we're really appreciative of this of the support that we
Mm.
get and we receive. And I think for us to be having that more and more often, the moments where we're like, oh, this is insane. Someone's flown to see us in the UK, is amazing. And the fact that the shows are selling out and
Mm.
we're gonna put on some more shows in the UK, and I can't wait to be back out doing those shows.
Yeah. Oh, great. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Like I say, busy, busy times for Himalayas. Yeah, I'm really, really, really happy for you. And I want to say a big thank you to you for taking the time during this busy, chaotic life you're leading to just jump on Zoom and talk to me.
No,
Um,
thank you for having me.
oh no, it's always a pleasure. I've been a big, big champion of Himalayas for a while now. And yeah, like I love to see good people getting what they deserve. And you guys are really like, you work hard, you're lovely people, and I'm so excited for you. And it couldn't happen
Thank
to a
you.
nicer, more deserving band. So that's great.
Thank you. Thank you for all the support as well.